Greetings, everyone, as we near the Christmas and holiday season. Hope you're all well. I finished off our last post talking about the tune called Julia Delaney that happened to be the first tune on the page 116 out of O'Neill's 1001 tunes. Hope you've had a chance to look at it. A few of you have shared your runs and semi-runs down this page of tunes. I think it's so good for us to have loads and loads of tunes under our belt, and even reading tunes and just seeing old versions, because yeah, these would be old versions that are coming out in this book. Must look up the date of this book. 1907, 1903, somewhere in there. So Julia Delaney is a big tune, or has been for quite a few years, and we usually know it this way. So I'm going to just play the tune as I've known it for years and years. I imagine I'm not alone knowing that version of the tune. So when I gave you this page, I think I had picked it specifically because it was such a different way of playing Julia Delaney. And indeed, is it the same tune? So here it is in the book. So how nice to know a different version of that tune. And what I'm going to tell you now is that if you go to YouTube, and I'm going to give you a link, there's a fellow, Tommie Potts, which a lot of us would know by reputation and maybe by an album that that was made of his playing that came out some years ago called The Liffey Banks. And I think that was on Clotter Records. And on the YouTube link, you'll see Tommie Potts himself playing and talking about Julia Delaney. And indeed, it was him that switched this tune around a bit. So you can see that it started in O'Neill's as... And he describes on there changing it to... So what an awesome idea he had to just switch that. And the second part is kind of an interesting thing. I'm not sure if the second part of his Julia Delaney is quite the same one as that's here. And yeah, I have questions. There are questions. But if he changed the second part, then that's pretty awesome as well. Because the second part that he plays goes... And of course, the one in the book here was saying that this was popularized, the version by Tommie Potts, but somewhere in my world, this tune, as it is in O'Neill's, would have been played at a session now and again, too, here in Chicago. So interestingly, both could be out there, and you might not know that they're the same tune. But really, kudos to Tommie Potts for making a major change. So when you're looking at that video, he talks about a couple of variations that he figured out that he also puts into the tune, shoves into the tune. But the outstanding thing there is, and I think we talked about this a few posts ago, about the idea of just being loose with your thoughts and really taking a tune that you know well and then just have at it. And so that being bold and throwing out a phrase and coming up with an answer to that phrase can be a way to change up the tunes that you know so well. So I'm going to encourage you to do it. I did a little bit myself this morning. I have no idea what I might do, but let me just take the Tommie Potts version, and as he did himself on the recording, he just kind of did stream of consciousness, and he went ahead and was pretty bold and throwing out lines and little runs and kind of answering them, and so you can try this too. Yeah, I'm just going to give this a go and just say to you, yeah, try this as well. Try this at home. I'm being very bold there, and not too worried. Again, I'm in my house, and I'm getting to know my fiddle, and I'm getting to know the sounds, and I'm getting to be quick at answering anything I throw out. Some of that was much better than other bits of it, and I can do this on my fiddle, but I can also put my fiddle down, and I can even just kind of lilt to myself where to go on a tune like that. So feel free to do that as well. And so we're, I think, way more inclined to be able to do variations on tunes we know well. And this is a tune we know well, so give that a go. Lastly today, somebody had asked about a tune called the Yellow Pantsuit. This is from an album, just a few years ago. And it went after a tune called the Yellow Tinker. I did it with Jake Sharon, and I'm going to put a little bit of a video of Jake and I playing this at the Burren in Boston some years ago, maybe in 2019, I want to say, 2018, 2019. and I play the Yellow Tinker on its own, I think only to break up the concert of so much fiddle and guitar, fiddle and guitar. Plus it was fun to just take a chance on the Yellow Tinker, great tune, and then go into this tune, which is called Yellow Pantsuit. And here is the tune slowly. Now I think of that as a pretty easy tune to play. You'll see that there's not a lot of rolls. There's a lot of notes, and a lot of them are getting a fairly good attack, at least once I get into a slightly faster version. So it's very, very fun to play at a faster pace rather than a slower pace. And you notice there's lots of repeating there. So this part, really happens again. And then it happens again, and it's only at the very end of the first part that I kind of go. So it's very, very easy, just kind of plowing along, being very tight in there. The second part, I do hear, and I probably on the recording with Jake, you'll hear me doing a fairly good amount of using a fifth in this spot. So I'm coming along. Now, the notes are. But I do love. So it's almost like the fifth is used for the first little bit of it. Da, 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 da. And you could go right to just an octave G there. And you'll see all the way through, especially the playing with Jake, that I'm very tight. I don't know why this happens to me sometimes when I'm playing a concert. Nerves, I like it. Maybe a mix of both. I more have to tell myself to relax than I have to ever tell myself, come on, play. So this thing of just being able to kind of cut off bows. You see, that's very tight, because if it was elegant, so I could be playing. And yet, there's something about the tune that makes me want to get into this kind of a digging. And just flirting with big bows, small bows, big bows, small bows. So I hope you'll give it a listen. And I'm going to add the notes for this tune as well. You can look out for a few variations. Our favorite one being, and it took a while to see how to bring the guitar along with me, but there's let's see where this happens. Right, well, okay, it's in the first part. That much I can tell you. So it went like this. So it's. Yeah, so I think we played the tune a couple of times through, and then we come back to the first part. So if I come out of the second part of the tune, oh, sorry, that's actually the second part of the tune. Silly me. So if I come out of the first part of the tune, right. So I'll put in the notes for this one as well, and there you go. See you again soon.